Alrighty folks, welcome back. Now, I've been banging on about oak recently. Well, I have got some oak. This was going to be a table, but I've decided that since nobody's buying anything at the moment, I'm going to turn one of these table lengths into a series of bowls onto which I put some pieces of art. That's the plan, anyway. So this is a 12-inch blank. I've already drilled my mortise in the centre. So let's talk cameras. This is a Fujifilm 3600 something or other. This is what has been doing the close-ups up until this point. This is a Pentax X5 donated by my dad, and this will now be taking over the role of this one, because this does 1080, this one does 720. So hopefully better pictures. Right, so today's image, like it or not, is going to be The Scream by Edward Munch. I think that's how you pronounce his name. So let's see if we can pull it off, shall we?
How we going then, folks? Hope everyone's alright out there. So, as I've said, we have a lump of oak. It's 12 inches wide and about 2¼ inches thick. 2½ maybe, something like that. So, what do you think to the idea? Art on wood. Could be good, could be rubbish. Well, I know I said I'm definitely going to do that painting. Not painting, but wood burning pyrography thing. Obviously, I'm recording this now having finished the piece, and I know what it looks like. And I haven't done the wood burning. Mainly because my mum looked at it and went wow, and used words like wonderful and beautiful. So she kind of made me doubt what I was going to do. So I'm going to leave it up to you people. If you think, because I purposefully left this piece like plain, so that I could put an image on the front of it and it looked good. So it's up to you, viewers, loyal viewers. If you think I should go with my plan and put some pyrography in the front of this piece, then leave me a comment and I will do it. And if conversely you think if I should not do some pyrography on it and just leave it absolutely natural, then also leave me a comment and I will tally them up and the majority will win. So, what are we doing? We're just making a nice gentle curve in the back of the piece at the moment. I say I didn't want to go anything too crazy with the shape, because this piece is not really about the shape, it's about the image on the front, whether we have one or whether we don't. So you can see I've isolated my foot and I've put a bit of a temporary mortise in, ready for getting that skew chisel back out again. Now, I've been telling you that oak is really tough to cut for the last God knows how long, and this couldn't have been easier to cut. I was really surprised. I thought I was going to have a hell of a time. It was wonderful to cut. So, it turns out I'm wrong about oak. Yep, no complaints on how that's turning at all. So we're going to make the piece fully round and just tidy up the rim. You might notice we're running in triple camera mode today. You have to let me know what you think about that as well. So I wanted the rim to sort of duck in towards the face of the bowl, rather than just being straight up. Lots of powder coming off that end as we turn through the end grain. So there you go, that's the shape of the rim we're going for. So what I should have done here is lifted up that tool rest. It's currently in bowl gouge mode, and the skew is sitting at, well, it's good 10mm too low. Probably a third of an inch too low. Just if you're watching, that's not how you do it. It's not too bad when you're working over there, but as you get close to the centre, you'll see how low I am relative to centre. That's just laziness. Just nip that bit off with the bowl gouge, and we are ready for sanding. So I started the sanding at 80 grit and very quickly moved up to 600 grit. And I did put some sanding paste on today. Now there was a bit of a line on the edge of the foot, and I wanted to emphasise it with a bit of burning. And I tried with a bit of copper wire and failed miserably. So I ended up using the back of a wire brush. Bit of wood on wood contact. That's the sanding paste going on. And the shine juice. Okay, Tim Mills has been in contact with me, and he sent me these pictures of this spalted sweet pittosporum, I think that's called, which I've never heard of. I assume that's a tree that's local to him. But what wonderful pieces, Tim. Thanks very much for sending them in. And also, Peter Delacoe has been back on, and he's made this awesome, I don't know whether that's an urn or a pot, with an oak finial. It's really nicely done as well, Peter. Thanks very much for sending it in. And if you want your work to be featured on the show, you can send your images to willmakeseverything@gmail.com. Okay, time to face it off, hollow it out, one of those two things. Again, the inside of this, the whole point of this design was to leave a surface onto which I could burn something nice and easily. So it is a bit of a platter rather than a bowl. It's a little bit grabby when it was going through the chainsaw cuts on that side. So I'm just isolating a bit of a rim to go around the outside to sort of frame the piece. And then we're just going to smoothly contour that from the outside in. A nice gentle platter. Now this was quite slow going through this bit, so I have not shown you all of it. But we were taking about a 1/16 of an inch away every pass. So obviously that takes a little bit of time. And the grain kept throwing me out at points in the cut. So nope, you're not allowed to cut that bit, Will. Not sure whether it was getting a bit of resonance and a bit of vibration in the piece. You can see those lines appearing. Gonna have to make that tool rest look a bit prettier, aren't I? Make it match the one at the back now. Okay, so that is the face of the platter done. In terms of push cutting, anyway. It's a bit ragged in places, but nothing a bit of sandpaper can't fix. So all that's left to do is isolate that rim a little bit more around the outside, and a little bit of tidy up, get rid of a few high spots, and then we will be ready for sanding. Just a little bit of shear scraping. And that's that. I'm not touching it no more with a gouge. So we sanded up to 800 grit on this face. There goes the sanding paste and the shine juice. Well, it's a pretty piece of wood. So, I'll remind you of your task is to tell me whether you think that should be left like that, or, as I was going to do in the beginning, put a pyrography image over the top. I mean, it's a pretty looking piece of wood, but I picked this piece of wood because I thought it'd be quite plain and, you know, something good to be drawing over, basically. But yeah, so let me know what you think, folks. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and thanks very much for watching and following along. And if you wouldn't mind hitting the subscribe button and the like button, that'd be fantastic. And leave me a comment as always, I always enjoy reading them. So, hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, folks.